Hello, travelers. I hope you're all doing well. Mark here. And today we're going to be answering your questions about traveling this summer. Also, I'm going to talk a little about how you can survive long haul travel. Because let's be honest, when you're getting ready for that long trip, when you're going to Europe, or you're going to Asia, maybe South America, heck, maybe you're flying across the US, you don't want the flight to take it out of you. Because I recently was just in Europe for a couple of weeks with my parents, and my dad literally took about a week to get back on his feet because he didn't do a very good job of surviving that long haul travel. So what I want to talk about before we get into the questions, because we just got started, people start being here. I want to really start with this. Like when you're thinking about planning your trip, if you haven't got your tickets already, you're still time. It'll be a little more expensive this summer, but if you're looking for it, really, a lot of it comes down to choosing your flights wisely. Like think about it. What fits with your schedule? Because yes, you might get a cheaper deal, right? If you fly Seattle to Salt Lake City to Minneapolis to Atlanta to Paris to Krakow, it might be a lot cheaper than flying Seattle to Frankfurt than Frankfurt to Krakow. But the thing is, when you're like the price difference, which can be quite significant, but it's not that big, you could be wasting like half a day on travel and then you're completely messed up with all those flights. So really kind of think about the right flight. So what I always recommend, if you can get that overnight flight, if you're going to be flying to Europe from the US, get that overnight flight. So you get in the morning, you can drop off your stuff at the hotel, go see the city, check in the afternoon, go to sleep at 6 or 7 at night, and kind of get yourself going. Because I see a lot of people really kind of knock themselves out the first couple of days because of how they flew. So choose the right flight. But also when you're choosing your flight, it's also important you choose the right seat. Because I'll be honest with you, if you're going to have a 10-hour flight and you're sitting in the middle, it's not going to be an enjoyable experience. No matter what I recommend on here and all these tips I'll have for you, if you're in that middle seat, it's going to be rough. So one thing I say is like, if you can pay up, and select a seat, because sometimes it's only $16 to pick a seat. Sometimes it's free. But even if you're like, well, there's two of us want to be next to each other, maybe you both take the aisle seats and you can hold your hands through the aisle. That's what Johnson and I will do actually sometimes. But if you are kind of thinking about it, kind of picking different spots in the plane. For example, if you're taller or you're a husky traveler like myself, I like to take an aisle seat because then I can put my leg out. I got to watch out so I don't get run over by the cart. But I can kind of like lay my fat over all the side, versus, being kind of stuck in the middle like this, going, how am I going to sleep holding myself like this? So that's one of those things. Or if you like to use the bulkhead or maybe the window seat as in the side of the plane, it's like a pillow that you can sleep on. That could be something too. But, choosing the seat is important, but also choosing what you're going to wear. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when you're going to fly is wearing uncomfortable clothes or clothes that are very restrictive, because sometimes people do worry about when they fly, they get freaked out, and when their clothes are all tight on you, it just makes your anxiety even higher, right? So make sure you are being a little bit more comfortable. I mean, there's a reason why flying with little kids, you let them fly in their pajamas because they're more comfortable, easy to sleep. But think about the clothes you're going to be wearing on the flight. Is it easy to go through security? Is it easy to be comfortable in this? Can you sleep in them? Because wearing your tight jeans that show all the bits and pieces, might not be the best thing to do. That turtleneck might get you a little freaked out. So what I usually do is I actually wear layers. So I'll have, I do wear jeans, some nice pants, when I fly. But I won't have my like snug jeans. I'll have a little bit more, loose fit kind of jeans on there. But I always have like a t-shirt, and then I'll have like a quarter zip or something else so I can layer in case it does get chilly. Because here's the thing, when you're flying around, you might go from a place where it's like chilly and you go to something that's super hot, or vice versa, and who knows what it's like on the plane. So it's really important to kind of have that. So your clothing choices can really help too. So there's a few little things to kind of start off with, to kind of get you going when you're looking at some advice, because I want to give some people some more time to hop on. And I see we start having some people hopping on. Very nice to see. Oh, all kinds of good people. Gabriel's Reviews, good to see you. Steven from Quincy. Mitch, good to see you, my friends. Lori, good to see you tonight. Glad you could be here as well. Dayman says, hey, I need a solo travel video. I have one filmed. I actually filmed one in, I think, Italy, and I'm actually editing it. I'm typing it up. Actually, I was doing that earlier today. So there is one coming. So we have that. I think I have one of like, it's like 7 things solo travelers need to have. Oh, no, it's from France. It was from France, not Italy. Okay, so you have that. Yeah, it was just good to see you. Yeah, Floki. Yes, my friend is a 3 city layover to France. I went direct, much easier. Yeah, and they're going to be wiped out, and you're going to be there like 10 hours earlier. So it's kind of funny how that is. So AJ asks, hey, how do you decide where to travel? I'm 20 and I want to study abroad semester last summer to Japan. Awesome. Which is where I always wanted to go, but now I don't know where to go since my dream country is checked off. So one thing, how we kind of pick places. One, we ask our fans, hey, where do you recommend to go? That's why we've gone to a lot of places you've recommended us to go. But also, I kind of think about places that kind of like inspired me. Like, you see a movie, like I used to watch Travel Scope with Joseph Rosendo all the time on PBS. He'd go to, like, that's why we went to go to Rwanda. I was like, oh, that's a cool place to go. But like, if you go into some of the travel forums and stuff, see like places people recommend, or what I kind of tell people is like, look, what do you want to get out of your travel? Are you an adventure traveler? Are you a history traveler? Do you want museums? Do you want to learn about your genealogy? Like my mom is a genealogy traveler. So I know whenever we're going to travel somewhere, if there's someplace nearby that our family may have lived, I know we need to go there. So that's going to be one of those things that kind of inspires people. And that's why I tell a lot of people, it's like, hey, if you're from the US, your family is from probably someplace else, right? So maybe look and see where your family's from. If their background's from Spain or their background's from Guatemala or they're from, China, that can be kind of a fun cultural experience. Because I know the first time I went to Germany, it was like going back to my grandma's kitchen. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like grandma's food again. Like you have those kind of things. So that can kind of give you an idea, of what's going on and give you some kind of ideas there. Hey, Travel Adventure with Eric B. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, Eric. Let's see. Travel Freak 2019. Thank you very much for the super chat. That's very nice of you. Good to see you, Professor Walters. How does 2.5 days Madrid, 2 days in Tangier, Morocco, 2 days in Paris, and 3 days in Berlin from San Antonio? That's fine. Tangier, I might pick a different city in Morocco. If you're going to Tangier, yeah, then thinking where you're going to the right place. Because, yeah, I mean, all the numbers are fine with it. If you want, are you going to be flying? I'm just going to be flying next. You're flying from Madrid. You have Welling, which will go to some other places like Marrakesh. I would probably recommend Marrakesh over that. And it's basically like a 45-minute longer flight, and it's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours from Madrid, maybe 2 hours. So like I would probably do that over it. But overall, it'll be a fun time because you can see the main museums and eat some good food in Madrid. Paris, 2 days in Paris, you'd be booking through it. 3 days in Berlin. 3 days in Berlin, I would go out to Parc Sanssouci. I'd go out to Potsdam for a day trip maybe while you're there to give you a little smaller town kind of vibe, but it is a big park that has all these palaces. So that would be my recommendation if I was looking there. Let's see. Caitlin Gray, favorite cenote in Riviera Maya, Mexico. So for those of you who don't know, a cenote is a sinkhole with water underneath. So it's like an underground natural pool. And if you go to Cancun or Tulum and you do any of the Chichen Itza tours, there's probably going to be a cenote stop on the way. Now the thing is, most of the cenotes actually are pretty cool, so you're going to be okay. It really depends on the tour you're going on. Now, if you're going to drive on your own, there are numerous ones you can pick, Caitlin. I would actually ask your hotel where you're staying what they recommend, because then they can give you advice on what to look out for. One thing I will say, Caitlin, they're going to give you like a wristband, like a rubber band wristband for the key that you lock your stuff in the lockers. And I guarantee when you dive in, that thing will fall off. You have to pay extra. So have like a little zipper pocket, like in your suit or something, so you can kind of zip it in there so you don't lose it. Yourself will be fine in there, but do be aware of that. Eli Wallace, hey, good to see you. Mark, I've watched your videos since I was 13. It's been a while. I've noticed that some of those 100 compilations are a bit dated. When are you heading back to Japan? Thanks for the opportunity to ask. Yeah, I know. The compilation ones, I'm trying to make, because some of them, like, I got videos from a long time. Let's put them together, have a good laugh with it. I mean, they don't get any views. They're just more for if people want to have a background stuff to get some background of the culture kind of things. Because I'll be honest, some of them are dated in terms of looking at me and some of the stuff, but a lot of the cultural tips in the museums are still right on, and the food stuff is still right on. That's why you notice I never put in restaurants. I never put in like the best TikTok spots to get your picture taken and things, because those things change all the time. And so I try to give people cultural stuff so they still can help out. But if you watch some of them, Eli, like I think there's one on Scotland coming up, and it literally is like a 15-year window from like, it starts like the newest ones that goes back in time. So somebody was like, it was like I was watching, what is it? Not Towns of Mr. Ripley. What's the one with the Benjamin Button, because they're like, it's like going back in time. So they were kind of a fun thing to have there. But Japan, I don't know when I'm going to get back to Japan, because when we get back to Asia, we're going to be doing Southeast Asia. So we're going to be doing, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Thailand, probably Singapore, Hong Kong, getting all like that's going to be our big focus, probably Bali, like that area there. So it's more Southeast Asia versus East Asia. Also, I need to get to South Asia, like India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. So there's still some more stuff to do before we get back to Japan. But Japan was really cool, and they had a really boom couple of years because the yen was so weak versus the dollar that became a very kind of cheaper place for people to visit. So that's been kind of a nice thing. Aussie Fly Girl, how have you been? I haven't seen you for a while. I hope life's treating you good. Thank you for the very kind compliment. Always the best tips with honesty and humor. Thank you. And thank you very much for the super chat. I do appreciate it, which is kind of nice. I do appreciate the super chats do make a difference. I actually did get a new computer because of you all. So thank you for that. So I can help my editors. My editors have been like, I've made so many videos so far this year that, you'll notice that there's a lot of these old videos of me, I know I'm still husky, but like even huskier, that still pop up because I had so many backlogged. I finally got everything out to them. So it's like going through all the old videos. So now I got all this new stuff. Like I probably have about 200 plus videos I've got to write up. Now I have everything uploaded. Now I've got to type up the kind of the scripts for the editors. Like, this is where this needs to go. This is what has to go here. And then go through all the food and assign the food, each of the things. So there's still a lot of work to do. But there's going to be a lot of new stuff coming. More, I'm going to say like the second half of the summer, you're going to get more, like, there's still new stuff that's coming out. But you're just like, I think we have maybe like 3 or 4 Spain videos left where I'm really husky. And then there's some Israel videos where I'm really husky that are going to come out like in August and July. And then everything's back to my just slightly husky stuff. So some stuff there. So Joanna, Jocelyn was just in Costa Rica, I don't know, like a month or 2 ago. And so I literally just uploaded her B-roll for her stuff. So she has some new Costa Rica tips coming. One thing I will say, don't think it's going to be cheap. Don't worry about, you can drive there, Joanna. It's not a problem. But I will say, do make sure you get the GPS, because your phone probably won't handle it in some spots, but you want that GPS in case, because if there's an accident, they have to wait and then it gets backed up. So it can be a bit hectic, though. Now there are more highways for where the tourists usually go in. So she'll be okay. The sodas, the local like mom and pop restaurants, best place to eat. And remember, chicken with rice and rice with chicken are not the same thing, because you get arroz con pollo. It's like tons and tons of rice with a little bit of shredded chicken, but you get pollo con arroz, which is like a big thing of chicken, and then have some rice on the side. So just remember when you're kind of thinking about what you want to kind of eat when you are there. And thank you for being on here, Aussie Fly Girl. I appreciate it. Let's see. Shwanda, hey, we're looking to Paris or Rome for a trip with our daughters, 9 and 4. Which you think would be a better option? Actually, either of them will be a good option. We've taken our boys at those ages and younger, and they had a good time at both of them. I think you'll probably get more help with the kids in Rome. Like maybe you want to eat, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to take care of the baby for a little bit. Don't you worry about that." That's one of those things there. But if they haven't gone before, I find that kids tend to like Paris because they see the Eiffel Tower and they've seen that so much. So it's kind of a fun thing there. Either way, you could flip a coin. Like what you might do is, like you decide. But I can say you could ask them and have them decide. And then it's like they chose the trip. So it's their trip to Paris or their trip to Rome. Because I know like when my kids were younger, we had all these old Looney Tunes and they had tons in cartoons in Rome. So both the boys are super pumped for Rome and just like kind of excited for Paris. So that's a little bit different there. Tyler, congratulations on the newborn. Any suggested try with an infant and toddler? Yes, go with them when they're little. Before they start walking, they're easy because literally you just came around the pumpkin seat. And you, like as Josh would say, you bring breakfast and dinner with you when you're there, and people are really happy with little babies and stuff. Toddlers, when they start wanting to walk, where they're more problematic is on the planes. So what I'd recommend is have that car seat for them so they can be comfortable in their seat and they have their own seat when they go to those long flights. But yeah, don't be those people that say, "Oh, I had kids, I'm going to burn my passport because there's no point in traveling now." That is the dumbest crap I've ever heard. I've heard some people say that. I'm like, you're losers. You're losers. You're losers. Because we even travel with our kids. Like Liam was born in Lisbon. Literally, his first trip was at 6 weeks. Caleb was born in the U.S. His first trip was at 6 weeks, and we never stopped. And the thing is, you'll get people who are like, oh, I don't want to sit by kids. Oh, kids. I'm like, you know what? Little kids know how to travel because they've traveled. It's because kids don't know. They haven't traveled before. So it's like they don't know what to do. So if you start traveling with them there early, if you start small, they're going to travel better later. So don't you worry, buddy. You have a great time. Congratulations, my friend. Let's see. Oh, wait, is Henry on here? Henry. So Henry, I was one of the speakers at Travelcon this year in Tucson, and Henry actually popped in. So it was really cool to get to hang out with him there. Hey, Mark, hope your evening's going well. I'm about to have dinner while watching you. Hope you'll be around for a while. We'll be on for about an hour, Henry. So enjoy. Have your dinner. You know, maybe have a tipple with me afterwards. So right now we're shooting for about an hour because Liam and I are hanging out. We just finished playing some pickleball outside because, you know, it's pickleball. We have to play it. It's like required now, no matter what you do. DB, too below. We will get there one day. Joss is really scared to fly, and that's one of those things that kind of scares her going there. So we will get there. We will get there. Don't you worry. And let me scroll up here. Quinlan, hey, buddy. Hope you're doing good. Hope you got did you see the Jordan video? I wrote you to tell you it was out. So we have that one. So Asia this fall or winter. So originally we were going to be in Korea for Christmas. And now I don't know because Caleb, our oldest, is going to college. And so it depends when he's coming home. If we get to see him, if he is coming home. So we're trying to figure that one out. So we're gonna it's 50-50. So Quinlan, so there's that. Yeehaw, go to Bruges again or any place with historic architecture is good. Pros, cons, and recommendations. So yes, go to both. Bruges has more tourists. Ghent is more compact. Both are well worth it. Way better than Brussels or anywhere else. I mean, Antwerp's kind of cool, but that's more modern. But Bruges and Ghent definitely go-tos when you go there. Ghent, take the boat trip around. Bruges, take the little punt tour around. You'll be good there. Mussels with beer, you'll be fine everywhere. They do both get very busy on the weekends because a lot of Brits will come for like a weekend getaway there. So be aware of that. But yeah, so there's that. Flop, the rest of the SEC and the Big Ten splitting off. Haven't they already? I mean, let's be honest. They already have. It's just a matter of time. Two girls abroad. Hey, good to see you. I've seen some of your videos. Good to see you. Hey, Mark, I'm going to the Puglia region of Italy. Fantastic. Bari, Alberobello, Puglia Mare, Matera. I'll do those. You'll love it. So my flight seems as if I'm going through Rome via American Airlines or Delta, then catch an Italia Air to Brindisi. Do you have any other suggestions? Honestly, if you just want to fly into Rome and then you can just catch the train. The trains from Germany go straight to Bari. We did that, no problem whatsoever. And there's multiple trains that go. And if you book early, you can get first class for less than second class tickets if you wait, or if you wait until the day to buy. So really kind of a good thing to kind of go for there. So you have a good one when you're there. Mark Hittenbauer, good to see you. Hey, Mark, thanks for all the great travel advice. We travel with my boys, 5 and 7. Awesome. We've done London, Paris, and Christmas market in Germany, Luxembourg. What should be next for us? Well, if you want to stay in Europe, I would say Italy because they love kids there and do the Rome and stuff, but go find like Lucca or Ravenna. Ravenna can be really nice because it's not a lot of tourists go there, but you have beaches that are nearby, so you can do that. But there's historic stuff and good food. You can do that. That's really nice. Like I would probably go Italy next. Spain is also good with kids. Portugal's good with kids. Switzerland, don't because they suck with kids. England can be fun, but you're going to be doing all the driving to go around because when you got your kids, it's just easy to do the driving with the car seats and stuff to see things. So, yeah. Still mourning from the loss of the Stride Walters travel shirt. Yeah, that was a great shirt, man. I was so sad with that. And people are like, well, you could patch it up. And I'm like, so you don't know there. If you ever see some of our older videos, there's a lot of blue and white check shirt I used to wear a lot, which is funny because when it ripped, I was trying to find the videos of me use the blue shirt. I'm like, I thought I had more. And then I realized, wow, I really used those quarter zips a lot in the videos, like a lot. So this year I made it a point. I think I only filmed a few videos so far this year in the quarter zip. I tried some new looks this time. I got to figure out what my summer wardrobe is going to be for this trip because we're going to be going to the Balkans. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be summer. So it's going to be like hot and low. So I'm like trying to plan out a little bit cooler clothing. So maybe you might see him with actual collars. Don't get crazy. Anyway, but thank you, Simon the Place. I appreciate your condolences for our loss. Yeah. So, Lake Mitchell, day trip from Amsterdam, you enjoyed. I would say not not Rotterdam, not Rotterdam. I would say right nearby, uh, Harlem and Utrecht. Utrecht probably one, Harlem's two, and they're literally like 20 minutes, 25 minutes on the like local train. So you're right there. So we have that. Let's see. I'm, it's jumping around on me. So I'm seeing these people like Cat Mom and people that wrote way long ago. I'm gonna you can put your question in again. Don't worry. I'll like so they can pop up again on my thing here. I'm gonna try to tell people stuff. Yes, Quinn. I will tell Caleb congratulations. He's got to write his thank you notes. They're sitting on the kitchen table right over there. But now Caleb wants to be a boxer, so he's out boxing in a town nearby. So he's doing that. But goes to school. He goes to school in August, far away from us. But someplace that his mom really likes to go a lot. So I think he'll probably see his mom more now than he did when he lived with us the last year of high school. Because last year of high school, they're always gone. They always got important stuff to do. So there is that. Oh, Claire. Hey, Claire. Good to see you, too. Good to see you back on live, Mark. I'm going to the Camino Português Central. Nice. You'll have a fun time. Very nice. Oh, Yusuf. Dude, it's like reunion day. This is so much fun. Good to see everybody. Annette has a good question. How do you travel with young kids internationally with time changes, especially if they still take naps? Okay, so going back to the original starting thing we were talking about of how to survive long haul flights, one thing I look at is adjusting bedtimes. So you can get a couple hours difference. So like if you're not going to be going in a couple weeks, try to put the beds, if depending on how the time change goes, sometimes, hey, if I can get the kids to bed 2 hours later, does that help? Or 2 hours earlier, kind of slowly, like in 20-minute intervals, 15-minute intervals, like for, the couple weeks leading up to it. That gets them a little bit closer. Excuse me. One thing I would say is when we travel with our kids, this is for everybody that has kids, smaller kids when they're traveling, even bigger kids. You got to plan in time for them to play. Like when our kids were little, what if we ever went by a park, we let them play. Even if it was just like 20 minutes of them just playing in a park, we let them do that because it let them burn things off. Because little kids, man, if you get them through one museum, hey, good job. You get them through two, it must be a miracle or you drugged them or something. So it's good to have that so they can play, so they get some stuff. Also, what I do is like I would give the boys like, hey, here's some cool kid stuff we can do, in Paris. But I wouldn't say kid, like here's some stuff we're looking to do. And I let them, choose, but they're all things I was like cool with doing. But it's all like kid themed things. So like, oh, do we go to the wax museum? Do we go to the science museum? Do we go to the kids museum? Do we go to the amusement park? We let them kind of choose. Like Caleb always liked the torture museums kind of stuff. So that was kind of fun. So we do those things. So there is that. Let's see. Oh, John. Good to see you, John. Hey, what's up? Watching from Santorini. Weather's good right now. Not too crowded either. Yeah, we're still early in the summer. I mean, I think this is one of those things. If you could travel early in the summer, you can really avoid a lot of the crowds. Like I've already done one of my kind of late spring, early summer trips. Like I got back, I don't know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And it was like everywhere we went, we were fine. And usually this time of the year, I might teach in Europe. Like I'll be there for like a month or 6 weeks or something. And I'll start like May and go through like late June. And there's still not a ton of tours. It's like that July 1st. At like July 1st, July 5th, that's when things really take off in Europe, especially that's when it gets like, oh my God, there's too many people. And yeah, I get to deal with that this year. But I'm glad you're having a good time, my friend. He's up, Mark. Still holds a grudge with Switzerland after all those years, and I love it. Damn straight, my friend. Damn straight. They were total jerks to the kids. I'm like, I was actually back there, 2 years ago with my mom, and we had a nice visit. We actually had friendly service at one of the places. So hey, it's getting better. It's getting better. Chris Frankie. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, man. Enjoyed my trip to Greece and Aegean Sea. Unfortunately, I lost a day for Athens due to flight issues. I just need to go back and do Adriatic. Yeah, that's one of those things. Sometimes one missed flight can throw things off so bad. Like we had a trip to Costa Rica, and we missed a flight and then got snowed in, and then they couldn't get us rebooked for like 3 days. Lost luggage for a week. I mean, it was insane. Like, luckily, we were coming back. There was more flight issues, and like, hey, who wants to take we'll put you on a later flight thing? And we're like, Yeah, then we'll put you up, but it's gonna be like 3 days. Like, oh, okay, you'll put us for 3 nights after we missed those 3 nights. It actually worked out, but yeah, it's amazing how sometimes just little things like that. That's why for me, whenever we're got our stuff booked for our trip this summer, and it's like the first three, I'm like, we're staying in the same place the first 3 nights because we miss a flight, then we don't get in that day, we get the next day. If we like, there's other 2 flights missed, we're done. At least we're either the third day. If the luggage is already there, we can still get it. So kind of plan those things out that way. So yeah. Never going to London, Notre Dame for a semester tips. So actually, I have a bunch of study abroad tip videos on Walter's World, just like Walter's World Study Abroad, or yeah, and there'll be stuff like how to make friends, how to choose classes. Make sure when they're choosing their schedule that all the classes will transfer over. You don't want to waste the time doing that. But a lot of schools like, oh, you can take some online stuff. Take stuff with the locals. That's what you want to get the most out of it. Let's see. Chris Henderson, trying to get my 10-year-old son excited about our trip to Ireland this summer, staying in Burnout, trying to get him to plan the day. Any suggestions? Like off the top of my head, one thing we did actually with our kids, we actually stayed in the castle for 3 nights, and it had like archery, it had all kinds of stuff. So the kids were like, it's so cool. And then, of course, the day we leave, the lady's like, did you see the ghost when we were there? And I'm like, thank God you did not tell them that the night before we got there, because like you were actually in the haunted room. And I'm like, thank you for telling this when we're leaving, not before, because that would have made it a living hell. But that is one of those things. Transcendent Phoenix, I have not been to Taiwan, but I will get there eventually. I've had a lot of students from there over the years. Ian asks, any tips for meeting people while solo traveling? Just be open. Like, I will chat with people at restaurants. I will chat. Like, actually, one of the things I'll do if I'm traveling by myself, I'll stay at more like open, like not like a hotel where you go in and you're always excluded from people. It's more of like a hostel or a place that has a big like meeting area or a bar in it. And I'll just stay by the bar and hang out there. Like the Marriott in Riga was great to meet locals because there's a good bar there. The bartender was good. He was helping us meet people, or help me meet people and stuff. And then hostels, we would do that a lot, just meet people. I would do that a lot to meet people. So that was really kind of helpful. Let's see. Oh my God. Thank you, Henry. That's very nice of you. At Travelcon, I do wish the sessions presentations were a lot longer and a more Q&A with better microphones. You're all about honesty, Mark. It was truly awesome and an honor to have finally met you. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, that's one of those things. So whenever I'm sure a lot of you have gone to work conferences, and basically it's like they have a Q&A, but you get like 3 people can ask questions, or there's no Q&A at all. And that's one thing is like, I actually have a don'ts of going to conferences and don'ts for conference hotels kind of stuff on there, Henry. And one of the things I'm like, don't be afraid to go talk to the speakers. Like I was amazed when I was at Travelcon, how many people I heard talking about me. And then I'd walk up to them, they'd be like, wouldn't say anything. And I'm like, but you were saying like you wanted to talk. I'm like, right here. So it's really weird. So don't be afraid to go talk to people at those events. Just because I wanted to talk to more people. I wanted to help more people with their videos. So like there was a lot of people when I'd walk around, I'd overhear the conversation. I'd put my 2 cents in, and some people were like, well, you're butting their conversation. Like, no, this is an event where they're going to learn. And I was one of the keynote speakers. So I think it's okay for me to butt in, right? So that can be kind of helpful. Hey, Charlie, it's Charlie Vest Reacts. What about tips on traveling with luggage while waiting for a hotel check-in time? So if it's a hotel, they're going to have a place to keep your luggage. As long as it's not like a total dive hotel, you'll be okay. So what I do a lot of times is there's actually, sometimes there's like lockers at train stations. I'll use those. But if I know my hotel, I'll take my stuff, or I'll write the hotel beforehand. Hey, I'm getting there early. Can I drop my stuff off? And they'll most likely reply, you can't check in early, but we can hold your bags. And we do that. And so that's what I do a lot of times, especially those morning flights. Because if it's just me, sometimes like if I'm with my parents, I always book the night before so we can have the room, or at least one of the rooms. And then, but if it's just me, I'm like, look, I can go in and drop off my stuff. I'll come back at 4 when it's ready. That's one of those things. And there's actually some companies now that actually help kind of do like Uber for your holding your bags. So you can just look those up, and they'll like have a place for you to keep it. Florence, Paris, London, all over. But train stations are a good place to look as well for some of those. Pedro Portillo, Dad and I will go to Ireland this September. Cool. I plan on hiking a little, but don't know if he will handle it. He is 65, a bit overweight, but not grossly so. I think he can handle rural Ireland. So he could do walks, not hikes. That's one of those things. Some of those are like walks, which are like wandering through the like light hills. But any heavier hikes like mountain stuff, I would not. I wouldn't push it. I just took my dad. We were just in Paris. We were staying in Montmartre, and he was having a tough time up like going up like two streets of hills. And so it's like you have to kind of plan accordingly. What you might want to do is talk to your dad and be like, "Hey, Dad, I really want to do this hike, but you know, if you want to stay at the hotel, you want to stay in town, you can do that." Like, you have the conversation with him because I know at 65, he's probably like, "I can still do everything," but you know he can't, or you know you don't want to take that chance. So that's one of those things I kind of consider. One thing I would say is talk to your dad, like, "Hey, Dad, we're gonna be going to Iowa. We're gonna be walking a lot. You need to start walking every day." And that was one thing my dad did not do before our last trip. And he was hurting the first week. He was hurting, like we were stopping every couple blocks. You know, he had to take, like, "Hey, we're going to take Dad back to the hotel. Mom and I are going to spend the rest of the day together." So that's one of those things. But by the time we got to the second week, we'd been walking every day. He finally got some of his stamina back. And that made a difference. Hi, Emily. I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry you don't have anywhere this year, but there might be future travels for you. So hopefully we can get some helpful tips out there for you. Hey, Lori. Hey, Mark. Hope you're having a great evening. I'm going to Croatia, Montenegro, Bulgaria, and Turkey this year. Any big tips? So Croatia, you're gonna have like that's gonna have the best food. Well, Turkey's gonna have great food too, but like you're gonna have Croatia great food and Turkey great food, and then it's a little bit. Well, Montenegro's not too bad, but Bulgaria. I don't know. I don't have the videos yet. We'll be in Montenegro and Bulgaria, Romania, Serbia, North Macedonia, Albania, Kosovo this summer. So I'll be able to give you more advice later in the summer, say like firsthand kind of stuff. So, like going to Israel, we had a great time. We're there. We'd love to go to the West Bank of Palestine. You've been, and have you got any travel tips? So I don't know when you're going to go. I have a bunch of like my Israel videos are finally coming out this summer. So they'll be coming out. Bethlehem was really cool when we were there. It was good. I enjoyed going there. As an advice for when you're going there, if you're going to go, if you have a guide from Israel, they can't go in. They're not allowed in. So you're going to switch off. So you want to have someone that to pick you up at the border. And they'll take you in from there. I don't know how it is right now with all the things that are going on the last couple of years. So that might be make it a little bit more complicated to do that. So you do need to do research beforehand to do that. I mean, we went in, and you do notice a difference when you go into Palestine versus being in Israel. I mean, it is very much very different when you're there. I will say definitely go eat and go help out the locals when you're there. Go buy stuff when you're there. Help out the economy. We bought a bunch of souvenirs there. We actually found a Christian like relic store, and we bought a bunch of like gifts there for people back here because it was Bethlehem and nativity stuff, and there's all this like olive wood and stuff that was really cool. So some kind of things to help you out. My goodness, everybody's going to Ireland. I was there last year. I guess I missed the boat. Hi, Mark. We're making our first trip to Ireland, September 1st to the 8th, staying in Shigor. It is close to Dublin. We're renting a car to day trip out into the country. Yeah, and Ireland's so small. Like you can get Kilkenny easily. You can do Waterford easy. You can go where the big burial circle is. You can do that. There's a lot of easy day trips from there. You'll be fine. And I would say if you're going to be going into Dublin, don't drive into Dublin. Get the public transportation into Dublin. Do that and come back out and deal with that because you don't want to deal with driving in Dublin. It's such a pain. Whoa. Yes, John makes a great point. Just take your kids to the zoo in whatever country. My kids always love that. We did that all over. Heck, I still do it. I'll go with my buddies. I'm like, "Hey, you want to go to the zoo?" And like, we were in Memphis. I'm like, "You want to go to the zoo?" "Sure, let's go." So a bunch of 45, 50-year-old guys are hitting up the zoo. They're like, "Where's your kids?" "No, we're just here for the zoo. We're let the monkeys and the gorillas yell at us. So it'll be fun." AJ, if you give me one must see in New York City and Boston, what would it be? New York. Going to the Met. It is an incredible museum. That is it. It's so great. Like that would be my one. And then you're right at Central Park to walk around there. That's always fun. Boston. Actually, Boston, you just walk the Red Line, which is the tourist line that goes by all the sites. It's actually relatively easy to do. Quincy Market's not really anything special, but I would just do that because you can see that when you're there, so you have a fun time. Mary Ellen, good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. So nice to see you. Let's see. Oh my gosh, so I'm ready. So it's so good to see so many people on here. Thank you so much. Yes, Matt makes a good point. Stayed 10 days now. I didn't see a raindrop. I'll be honest with you, the last couple times I've been in Ireland and England and Scotland, I've gotten more sunburn than I have any water rained on me. So do be aware of that. Don't fall for the stereotypes with weather. Just be prepared just in case. So let's see. Ah! Hank is in Minas Gerais. I love it. Watching for beautiful Minas Gerais. Your guys in Travel Brazil have been so helpful. Thanks, Hank. And so those on Minas Gerais it's the general mines, and that's where like a lot of the colonial buildings are in Brazil. Minas, if you go to Ouro Preto, it's probably one of the prettiest cities. And hey, you know what? Knowing is half the battle. So if you know to go, you should go. Let's see. Marianne, also going to Ireland. Anyone not going to Ireland this year? It's just me. Just me. I'm the only person not going to Ireland this year. Okay. All right. Maybe I'll have to go because this is getting silly. Also, the Zefpli in Belgrade is amazing. Better see a video of those grilled meats and about the indoor smoking at restaurants. Yeah, John, I know those. I had friends who were from Bulgaria when I was in school in Germany, and I've had those. It was fine. It's fine. But yeah, I'll be going there for that too. But we'll have a fun time. We'll have a fun time when we're there. Highest smoke. Yes. Yeah. Actually, I think you're right. I think it is the highest and the tallest. And Liam's like, screw it. I'm just going to be a citizen while I'm eligible to go do it. So downsides to being a dual citizen, taxes. That's if you got to figure out the tax stuff because depending on how much money you make in different countries, how much you have to do that. That's one of the biggest things out there, really. Otherwise, it could just be a helpful thing. And if you're doing all your income in another country, sometimes it's not even an issue. It just depends what your main place your residence is going to be. So let's see. Oh, George, sorry, I missed this. Mark, sorry, George Anthony, thank you very much for the super chat. I didn't pop up till just now. That's weird. Mark, have you been to Pesaro, Italy? I have not. So how was it? I was thinking about it to a Rome, Florence, Venice trip, just a few nights on the beach. So I have not been to Pesaro, so I can't say that. But for me, if I'm going to do a beach trip, there's two places I love going. One, Pogliano a Mare, which is by Bari in the southeast of Italy. The other place, which I actually run even more, is Ravenna. And Ravenna is a Byzantine city, like the church are from the year 500. Not 500 years old. They're from the year 500. They're incredible. And bus to the local beach, big beach, and it's kind of by Rimini, which is a big beach destination, but it's not like overrun with people. So that would be my thing there. John, okay, John's last one. I've been answering. Thank you, John. What travel YouTubers have you met? Did you get anything out of the meetups? So I've met Adventures of Matt and Nat. They're super sweet. I really enjoyed hanging out with them. We had some drinks at Travelcon, so that was fun. Amy Smalls was sweet. I enjoyed chatting with her. And then my two favorite ones to hook up with is Sam from Samuel and Audrey. Sam was a good dude. We had a good time chatting. And Chris Rainey from Yellow Productions. We've met up a few times over the years. Rob from TripHacks DC, also a good dude. And there's a lot of other good ones. Eric B from Adventure with Eric B. He's a fun dude. Flying the Empty Nest, Mark and Terry, always like chatting with them. So there's some ones I've met. And I've always had a good time because it's fun to talk, like shop with them. So that's kind of fun. Let's see. Miles asks, hey, Mark, any tips for Lisbon day trips on the Sintra or Cascais? Yes, Obidos. Obidos. That's my recommendation. Or you can go to Tomar, which is also really cool. Knights Templar place. Oh, Travelcon 2026. I think they announced it, but I can't remember what it was. I'm sorry, Eric. I'll look at my thing to see where it was so I can tell you, buddy. Let's see. Aer Lingus takes how long Aer Lingus takes to answer the query at an issue with the travel voucher service. Customer service horrendous. Yes, it is. It is. Oh, and of course, how can I forget magnificent Germany with Darian? If you want to have a guy that loves Germany more than Germany loves Germany, and now that he can get the spaghetti ice in a cone at Aldi, I think he'll never leave us again, though. Yeah, super good to see you here. Glad to have you on. Chris Ross, good to see you again, my friend. Hey, Walter's World, going to Belize in a few weeks with friends. It'll be a fun time. Staying in Jungle, but undecided where to stay on the coast. We want beaches, clubs, local restaurants nearby. Go to Key Coker. Key Coker, that's the one where I filmed a lot of the Belize stuff. That's what I would recommend. I'll be honest with you. For me, because there's ones that are like nicer, more expensive, but this one had a nice mix of like food, water, adventures, like things you can go do and like have a nice time. I think that was good. Excuse me. Thanks, Selleck. Let's see. So many things here. Sorry. Sorry. There's a lot of howdy. I can just say howdy, 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 howdy. Victoria from Montevideo. Hey, fun fact. If you ever want to get a snack while you're drinking it in Montevideo, get the French fries with the mushroom sauce on top. It's like cream mushroom sauce on top of French fries. So good. And their steak sandwich is amazing. And the wine. The wine. I'm drawing a blank right now. There's a wine from Uruguay. Victoria, please put it here. It's a red wine from there. And it's like the whole region of it is like the size of like a big farm in Argentina for the wine. Tanat is fantastic. One of my favorite red wines from Uruguay. I don't find like our local liquor stores don't carry it. So when I'm in Chicago or St. Louis, I go to like their bigger wine stores. And sometimes I have it. So I'll buy like 6 bottles to have because so good. Lazy 92. Sorry that I guess this was up here for walks. It's not showing up. Love the channel. Been watching for 10 plus years, but getting kind of burnt out from all the Europe content, more Latin America, Africa. So this is a good one. I have over 500 videos on Latin America. Let me say that again. I have over 500 videos on Latin America. And the reason why people don't see it is because the algorithm only puts our content out in front of people because we're known as Europe. And so we'll show for everybody's Europe stuff, but when it comes to South America, no one will get anything. Like I do a Don'ts of Europe video. I know in a couple of years, it's going to have 100, 200,000 views. I do it for someplace in South America or Latin America. It's going to have like 200 views. Like literally, it's like that. So Leza, I have a lot of Latin America. Like, let's see. If I go for Latin American countries, just going down the way, we have videos for Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Panama, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil. So we got some there. Africa, all I've had for Africa, though, you're right. Africa, we've got Morocco, Tanzania, and Rwanda for those. So we got to expand on that one. Next year we're doing a big, another safari trip. So we got those things. So more of those are going to be coming. Asia, the Southeast Asia stuff we talked about before, those are coming as well. So we have that. But we will have more. Don't you worry. Let's see. I'm scrolling down, and now it's where it's like everyone's like, I went to Ireland too. 2 girls abroad. Thank you very much for the superstar. I appreciate that super sticker. That was very nice of you. Thank you. Victoria, have you ever met any royalty on your trips to England? I have not. I have honestly like famous people. So here are the famous people I've seen on my travels. I saw the lead singer of Aerosmith in Vienna in 1997. I saw one of the actors from White Collar because he was checking in behind me at a hotel in Chicago. And that's it. Like I haven't met anybody famous on all the travels. I've met tons of other travelers, which has been fantastic, but I haven't met any really famous people. I met some YouTubers, but usually when people say famous people, they're like, oh no, like movie stars and stuff. But yeah. Have I ever done the day TR? I don't know what that is. Sorry. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yusef, that's another. Here we bar, John Barr. So John Barr and I have met up a couple times in New York, and we've never made any videos together. We actually have one video. He's in my Christmas video last year, because I was in New York for my birthday last year. And John and I went out for drinks and chat because we have a good time talking shop. Like we just have fun talking about making videos and YouTube and stuff. And it's like, let's just do that. So we haven't actually made any videos together, which is funny because we actually chat quite a bit. And he actually is a really nice guy. Like I like hanging out with him. His wife's super sweet too. So yeah. So, oh Dan, no, I have not done that day trip, Dan. So how tours will Prague be this August? First half, very busy. Second half, it'll start calming down. Is Naples, Italy sketchy? Yes, it is sketchy. Be careful when you're going to take the metro and you're going to take the Circum Vesuvia to go out to Pompeii and Herculaneum and stuff. Be aware there. Okay. Let's see. Any advice for renting a car in Italy? Thanks again. Yes. Get the GPS. Don't trust your phone. Okay, because the phone doesn't tell you fast enough. GPS is faster when you got to get the right turns and you get lost and stuff. Get a smaller, it's going to be a smaller car just because the parking stuff can be a pain. Wherever you're going to stay, check with them beforehand what the parking situation is, so you know you can have that. Auto Grill is your friend when you're on the highway getting a snack. That's their kind of like rest stop things. That's a kind of a fun one there. So yeah, that's some things there. Be careful. It depends when you're going to go, because if you're going to go in the winter, like you can get really, really dense fog sometimes, especially in the north, and you want to be very careful. If it's that, I would pull off, not just pull the road, I would get off the highway, go to the Auto Grill, hang out there for a bit till the fog goes away, because it can be very, very deadly. Yes, Mark. Yes, you are officially travelers, because you had to deal with all that crap at the airport. So Mark Finley's the Escaping the Empty Nest. They had a adventure getting to and back from on their last trip to Europe. So I feel like you're there. Yes, there you go. Tanat. Thank you, Victoria. You're the best. I'm getting closer. Where my thing is showing up versus what I'm talking about. So there is that. Randy, we're doing good, my friend. How are you? Let's see. Yeah, Kiba, thank you. I saw your recent video about why you travel a lot. Just want to say you and your family has become an inspiration for when I go out to travel one day. Thanks, man. That means a lot to me. Like that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give people, like, there are the inspirational travel influencers kind of stuff that, like, here's me walking and taking a picture of this great place. But I want to show people like the cultures. They want to go experience the culture. They get the most out of it. You can like learn and meet people. And like, that's why I have so many friends around the world. And it's like such a great thing that you just can meet people and realize we're all kind of the same. We all want good food. We want to hang out with our friends. We all want to be safe, enjoy time with our family. You can always connect that through those things. So that's nice. Oh, thank you, Mary Ellen. That's very nice of you. Jim and Harriet, what's up, my friends? Thank you very much for the super chat and being a member. Hello, Mark. Give a big shout out from us to Jocelyn. What has been your biggest challenge traveling this year, given all the change with airlines and hotels? Jim and Harriet. I'll be honest with you. So this year, let's see, we've been to Costa Rica, Italy, France, Savannah, Florida multiple times, Panama, Mexico, back to France, Germany, another trip to Florida, and then we got to go to Georgia to show Caleb schools, and then we've got trips coming up for Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Serbia, Bulgaria. I'll be honest with you, people are like, oh, is it different? No, it's the same. It's the same. Like, here's what I always tell people: no one's a jerk to you from where you're from. They're a jerk to you because you're a jerk to them. Like, that's where it's really been. I have not had any extra hiccups, any extra problems, any extra anything. So knock on wood. So I can't really say anything different. And I travel all the time, and we've been, we've gone to Central America a couple times this year. We've gone to Europe a few times this year. We got more stuff coming up. I haven't really had anything happen. So let's see. Zach James, how do you feel about Curaçao as a summer trip? Well, it's not, so there's no Curaçao is one of those islands kind of like at the very, very bottom of the Caribbean by Aruba, and there's Curaçao. And what's nice, Aruba, Curaçao, they're not really in the hurricane alley, so they don't get hit. So it's kind of like a safer place to go in the summer in terms of hurricanes. In terms of heat and humidity, have fun with that, Zach, because it'll be a bit warm. Whew. Oh, Victoria, not only does she get to have Tanat whenever she wants, she got to see Charles and Camilla. Dang it, Victoria. Yusuf makes a good point. I think the average American traveler still has, it's not just American travelers. Travelers all over the world think Latin America is still dangerous when really it's not. I mean, honestly, the places that the really issues happen, you're not going there anyway. Okay. You do have to be careful sometimes, but I'll be honest with you, you're going to Chile, you're going to Uruguay, you're going to Peru, heck, Colombia now. I mean, I mean, it's be smart. Like the same travel smarts you can use anywhere. And that's what we always talk about the magic fanny packs. A lot of people think when I travel, I put on the magic fanny pack and I'm protected from all evils. No, the same stuff happens. You know what? My students, they get robbed on campus. They get their computers stolen on campus, just like people get stuff stolen when they travel around. So my biggest advice to you is don't leave your phone on top of the patio table. So many people get their stuff stolen that way. So Shirley, oh, thank you. Out of all the travel hosts, we like you the best. You get to the nuts and bolts of the country. Yeah, and that Shirley, that's what I want to do. Like, so the Travelcon thing I talked about, a lot of people want to be travel influencers. I'm like, I'm not a travel influencer. I'm a travel educator. I want people to understand more about the culture, the people, the food, the sites. So when they go, they get more out of it, right? That's what I want to do. And so that's why I get to the nuts and bolts. Let's get to it. Because also I know, like, not everybody has a chance to watch 10 videos on a destination. Like I watch tons of videos before I go someplace, read tons of blogs, like all kinds of stuff. Like I got my own, I read old books because like the history stuff to get background and things. And, but I know not everyone has that. So I'm like, look, if you only watch one, if you're going to a destination and you see I have a lot of videos on that destination, watch the don'ts. The don'ts is, I think, the most important video I make from every destination. Because it's kind of like the don'ts is like safety, main stuff, all kinds of things there. Then the 10 shocks, that is more like the fun culture things. That's like, that's kind of silly fun. The mistakes are like the smaller mistakes that people make, not like it's going to ruin your trip, but hey, watch out for it stuff. And then the love and hate is kind of like an old throwback to back in the days we used to do those videos. So there's those there. And then I have a new series coming out called The Unwritten Rules. And another series, what I wish I would have known before I came to that country, which isn't just like, here's what you need to know before you go. No, but here's like the little things that like I got caught on and stuff. So there's some new series coming out. I filmed a bunch so far in Germany and France and Latin and Panama. And so that like they're really new, like really new kind of stuff. I had a few I did before that were kind of fun, but yeah, there's gonna be a lot more of those kind of coming for those unwritten rules. Like we had one, the unwritten rules of travel. I think that's one to share with solo travelers and go backpacking, because one of the things I have on there is, one of the unwritten rules is like you don't trust every traveler, because the person is probably going to rob you or do something bad to you when you're on traveling is another traveler, not the locals. So yeah, I love John Barr too. He's a cool dude. Yes, of course you met David Hand from Depeche Mode. You know everybody, Darian. That spaghetti ice just brings people together. Let's see. How do I handle pickpockets? I keep my wallet in my front pocket and I keep my hand in my pocket. That's what I do. I don't put anything on the outside of my bags. I put my bag in front of me when I'm on public transportation. I try to keep a limited amount of stuff I have. I use the safes back at the hotel. That's the basic stuff I do. Yeah, I have a video on this brand. I talked about this earlier. But basically, how I decide where to go, we ask our fans. Then I let Kayla and Liam pick a destination, like Jocelyn pick a destination. Then usually we're going to go someplace where our friends are so we can visit friends. And then I usually look for like new places. Like this year, like we're doing the Balkans. So like, look, I haven't done videos like Romania, Bulgaria, Macedonia, Albania. I've gone there. I've gone to some of those places, but I've made videos there. Like, let's do that because we really want to help people go into all destinations. Because the last few years we've done a lot of like redoing older videos, like doing new stuff in Paris and London and all these things to kind of refresh those, because videos we made 10 years ago are still good. Like I watch other people's videos. I'm still like, our videos have better information, but since they're older, people think, oh, that doesn't count anymore. No, culture is pretty similar and stays kind of the same, but I'm like, I have to make new ones because YouTube won't show them anymore. So I had to redo a bunch of stuff. So there's some of those, but yeah, a lot of different things. Yes, I have been to Erfurt, Germany many years ago, like 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago. Yee. John, you keep getting me with these good questions. Have you done anywhere you've learned to cook? Yes. So that is one of the fun things we'll do with the kids is cooking classes. We don't know, it's Morocco, France, Italy, Costa Rica, Nicaragua. I mean, it's just fun to learn how to make the local foods, because then you learn about the people when you learn about their food, which is really kind of a fun thing. Steady State. I have not done the Bilbao San Sebastian. We were supposed to go with friends of ours there last summer, and they bailed out. So then we ended up doing Chile and Chile and Brazil instead. But I will get there, and I'll make some videos for us in the future. Don't you worry about that. Actually, I might be teaching there next summer. So I'm teaching there, then I'll definitely have time. So I only usually teach like half the day, and then I go film. So Yes, Red Comic. I would love to see. Sorry, I would love to get to New Zealand to make some videos. That's one of those places where I really, really want to get to. Yes, and to follow on with that, the flight is so long. Yes, so long, so long. But I haven't been, so I haven't been. I can't tell you anything. I have a buddy of mine's gone. He used to take students there every year. So have you ever been told you look like Italian chef Mario Batali? Yes, I did. I actually dressed up as him for Halloween one year, and then he got canceled over here, so no one really mentioned that anymore. But I was in Savannah once, and people were there, and I was walking by what's her name? Paula Dean's restaurant, and people were like, "Hey, are you Mario Batali? I didn't recognize you without your Crocs." I'm like, no. Then eventually I was like, yeah, no problem. Hey, I get a picture, sure. Because it was like there's still. I'm like, no, it's not me. I'm somebody else. But yeah, that is one that people have mistaken me for. So Giovanni, Tunisia is wonderful. The people are so welcoming. Have a brick. It's basically like a food that's cooked in an egg and really crispy and so tasty, delicious. So nice. I was in Tunisia. I mean, Tunisia 25 years ago. No, 20 some years ago. Had a great time. I'd love to get back. So Richard Fisher, recent subscribers, thank you very much. Your videos were a big help for our recent trip to Europe. I'm glad we could help out. When you were the real deal when I saw your video from our state of Maine, you nailed it. Oh, thanks, man. So Maine, hey, if anybody's looking for a beautiful state to go to, I'll be honest with you, Maine, I loved it. One of my, I don't know, is the painting's not up here? No, the painting's not here. So when I was a kid, my grandfather took me on a schooner trip on the Merry Day. And we went, like, I fell in love with Maine. I think I was in sixth grade. Fell in love with it going up the coast. We've gone back there multiple times. We have friends that live there. I mean, Maine is just gorgeous. Like, y'all got honestly my favorite states. I actually wanted to go to Bowdoin, but my parents, my dad was working in Mexico at the time, and the peso crashed. And they're like, "Hey, we can't afford to send you. We can afford to send you to Illinois, which is where I went to school because I was in state, and my mom worked for the university, so it was half price. So it's like you can go to school and we'll pay for it, or you can pay your own." So Bowdoin did not happen, but yeah, great place. Eberg, when you guys say my students, what are you talking about? Are you a professor? Yes, I'm a professor in my day job. Actually, if you look down here, so not Walter's World Shorts, but the next one coming, Professor Walters. I actually put my videos, my marketing and business videos on there that I use in my classes. So I teach business, I teach marketing courses. You educate. Thank you, Amber. That's very nice of you. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, you guys are so nice. There's so many nice things out here. I'm gonna have to hop off here in a little bit because I got Liam. I want to hang out with Liam a little bit because Liam is now done with school. Like Caleb's done with school, but he's like out doing stuff because Liam's he's just upstairs playing video games now. We were playing pickleball outside before, so and I got Liam. I took Liam for his first day at the gym today. Yep. So I was like, come on. So I got him to do 10 minutes on the treadmill. Then we had personal training. So we did arms today. So we had Bailey was very nice, helped us out there. Then he did the rower. We did some other stuff. So I was like, good job, buddy. And he's like, oh, I'll be fine. I'm like, yeah, you'll be sore tomorrow. But then I'm like, wait, he's 14. He'll feel fine. I'll feel like crap tomorrow. 26. Hola, Marco. Hola. Would it be a mistake to skip Barcelona with our kids due to a full itinerary? Should we sacrifice one of our other days to squeeze Barcelona in, or should we plan to go back? I would go back because it needs more than a day. I don't know what your itinerary is, but Barcelona is worth it. I've taken my kids there. They loved it. I've taken my students there. They loved it. I've taken my wife there. She loved it. I've taken my parents there. They loved it. Even my mom got pickpocketed there because she didn't listen to me. But yeah, no, but the thing is, I might give it more time. It's worth it. I don't know where you're based out of, but that would be what I would definitely like. Chris, apple strudel cooking in Salzburg. Oh, looks like I need to invite somebody to cook tonight, Chris. Let's see. Monopoly money. American English with Brent. I leave for India next month. Have you been? I have not. That is when I want to go. I've had so many students from India, and it's like when I try to plan or talk about it, they're like, "No, you're going to come. You're going to stay with us. We're taking care of you." Done. End of story. I'm like, but I got other students. I don't. They're like, I don't care. You're going to see without. You're not going to. Oh. it's hilarious. Trying. I got Dwee, one of my buddies. Who's one of my students now, a friend of mine. He's like, Mark, you're staying with us and we're taking you around. I'm like, all right, all right. So it's pretty fun. Let's see. Amber, okay. Amber Cook, tips for a new flyer in Western Europe, Italy and Greece with limited walking because of health. Okay, so cobblestone's not your friend. One thing I'm going to say, plan stops in, the coffees, watching the life go by kind of stuff, because Greece is very much watching people go by. The museums. Now, what's nice, Greece, the newer museums like the Acropolis Museum, you go to that. They have stuff that can help you out get around, like wheelchair if you need things. So that's cool. Rome and Greece both ask for assistance if you need it. People will be helpful. Some place you travel to, they're not. That's one thing I would definitely mention to you. Cafes are your friend. The heat is not your friend. So make sure you have something that can help you cool you off. Maybe you have one of those little mini fans kind of stuff to kind of help you out. So be aware of that. Okay. Let's see. Justice World. Love the title, my friend. Maine is pretty nice. I agree. Yes. I live. Yeah, you nailed that. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Brig Hush. Brig tends to bark at anybody that's a delivery person and that's going anywhere on the street. So apparently someone's getting a delivery here anytime now. Oh, my daughter goes to Bates, Bowden's rival. There you go. Brig, please do not bark when I'm on the phone or on the computer. He's literally like looking out the window like, oh, someone's going to come. I'm going to eat them. And I appreciate you eating the bad guys, Brig. See, say hi, Brig. There's Brig. Hi, Brig. Oh, there he goes. Brig says hi. Anyway, Victoria, I'm a digital nomad, and I get to drink tonight whenever I want. I spent a couple months in Europe, and I'll fly to the States for work. I'm not on a backpack trip like this. Any thoughts on this? Okay, so one of the things is the packing side of it, but luckily, like the weather's going to be the same, so you're going to be okay that way. I will say sometimes they do ask questions like if you're going, because I was going like we were going from Africa to Europe to the U.S. And I did get a few more questions then going that route versus why didn't you fly direct kind of stuff. But just have all your documentation with you and have it printed out, not just on your phone, because the phone ones are like, oh, I don't know, but if it's printed out, it's okay. That would be my big advice for you. So Rick, are you spontaneous? You do travel? So I used to be a very spontaneous, like literally, like I would fly to Europe and then just go for like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or South America for 2 months, whatever. But now because we do so much filming, I have to prep. Like I want to do as much research as I can before I go there, and then do my research when I'm there, and kind of like talk to the locals. And it helps. I have a lot of the background beforehand, so I like to be like a wealth of knowledge of the culture and this country and the history, because knowing the history of the countries really explains a lot. Also, the language helps a lot. So now it's more planned out. What are you complaining about? My dog is the most spoiled brat dog. Spoiled brat dog. Let's see. Liam, don't skip leg day. So leg day is today was literally Liam's first day. So our next personal training is going to be leg day for him. So there's that. Let's see. Grace, my mom and I would love to see Western US, but we were feeling a bit overwhelmed. We'd love to see Grand Teton, Santa Fe, Great Plains. Okay, that's a big, huge kind of thing. It's a lot of driving. You can do it though, but I would probably roll stuff together. Like I would put Grand Tetons, Yellowstone, and Glacier National Park in Montana. I'd put those kind of together and do like a Mountain West trip, right? Do that. I mean, you could go down too, but it's just a lot of driving. It's a lot of driving, but it's beautiful. We did that during COVID and loved it. I was so glad we did do it, but it is a lot of driving. So have games for the car and games to do, because you can only listen to so many podcasts and you're like, let's do something else. So let's see. Into Spain, Barcelona, Spain is my favorite city ever. Yeah, people love that. Is Graz worth it? Yeah, it's worth a day trip. It's worth a day trip. That should be helpful. I'm impressed Liam goes to this gym, but holy cow, your state finished school early. Yeah, Caleb graduated like May 8th, and Liam's last day was May 21st, but they start back up like August 12th or something. So they start kind of earlier. But I know but that's our town. The town next to us, they're not even out of school yet. My kid's been out for an extra 2 weeks. So you see, Outdoor Boys. Yeah, Liam and I watch a lot of Luke on Outdoor Boys. It was a good program. I understand why he did it. We've never become that famous, so I've never had that problem. Be like, oh, too much. No, so that's one thing is like I feel like I have literally 200 videos I've got to edit together to put together, put out. So it's the 200 videos on Walter's World is like a year and a half of content, or at least a year of like at least a year of content where I could just like sit back, get it all done, and walk away for 6 months. And sometimes you do need to do that to kind of like fall back in love with it because it is a job. Like doing all the video stuff, like that's why you see people talk about burning out, making content because you're always trying to make stuff, you're always trying to do stuff, and it can be a bit much sometimes. So, and you have other things like I know the last couple of years I haven't been doing as many live feeds, and I haven't been, it's been harder to really connect because last year, Caleb's senior year of high school, so we want to do everything we could with him because we know he's leaving. He's moving to Georgia, and we're in Illinois. I'm like not going to see him. So like I want to spend the time with him, and he's out boxing now, so I could do this. And Jocelyn's visiting friends, and so it's like okay. So Liam, can I have like an hour and a bit to do a live? And he's like, yeah, sure, because we just got a new video game yesterday, so I'm sure he's doing just fine with that. But I understand why Luke did it. I think he'll be back eventually. He did some good stuff. I mean, he also with his, there was no comments on it because there was marked as a kids channel, so the comments weren't there to like really drive him crazy. But I did notice he did say how many people steal his content. That is one of the most like tough things because I'll see people that steal our videos and get millions of views. They make money on it. I report them for it. They keep the money. They keep all the stuff, and and they didn't do anything. Just literally copy and pasted our video. Like if it's a reaction video, that's different. But like it gets really frustrating. I know there's literally billions of views out there that were stolen from him, and that's like taking care of his family that's getting hurt. So yeah. Anyway. So the driving advice, I talked about the driving advice earlier in Italy. I don't know if you were here at this, I'm getting this in a different order, but the driving advice, take your time, avoid the fog, smaller cars, always ask for parking wherever you're going to go, and leave nothing in your car that people can see. Okay. So do you have any on China? Yes. So I taught in China back, it was 2013, it's a long time ago. I just put all the China videos together in a video. This week or 2 weeks ago. So it's something you can see of me looking very different on those. Nope, my battery's about to die. Okay. So my friends, I want to wish Woodsy a happy birthday. She's a long time watching the channel. She's a big fan. I'm sure she's watching. So Woodsy, I wish you a very happy birthday. Thank you for being on here. I do want to say thank you to everybody with the super chats, the super stickers, all the questions, everything. I really appreciate you hopping on. It's so good to see so many people back on here, which is really fun. Okay, Briggs like, I want to go out too. So I really appreciate everybody. I wish everyone a fantastic summer travel season. I will probably do another live feed. I'll try to do another live feed maybe this weekend, maybe on Sunday to get a few more of these because now that I know travel's starting to pick up and people are going to have questions, I want to get on here because there were so many questions I didn't get a chance to answer in the chat. So I want to try to help out more people, but I wish you all the best. Thank you, Darian. Thanks, everybody. Nay, Randy, you all have a great one. SL, thank you. And I wish you all a lot of happiness and happy travels. All right. Bye, y'all. Thank you. Bye.